For some, it's just another day, but for the homeless people of Kalamazoo, Michigan, every day is a different struggle, and during the approaching winter seasons, it can mean a matter of life and death. Bronson Park is one of many locations within this beautiful city where the Christmas lights offer a little warmth for hungry eyes and strained hope. See, what a lot of people forget is that these people that are homeless, they had lives. They have families. Maybe they experienced bad luck. Maybe they worked for GMC when the corporation got ripped apart and moved all over the country. And when that happened, about 20,000 people lost their jobs, which added to the populace of the homeless community growing by almost threefold. I wanted to get a second opinion on the matter, and so I met up with my friend Chad Clearwaters at the park to see what he had to say about what it's like to live on the streets. What are some of the main places the homeless people sleep?
Right here in Bronson Park. I myself slept here 2 occasions. Slept in the parking garage over behind the school. Slept in the woods. Wherever we could find a warm spot.
How do you stay warm during the winter when you've got to live outside?
Try to accumulate as much clothing as possible and blankets from shelters and donation centers.
What do most of the homeless people in Kalamazoo, what does that community consist of?
Well, majority consist of veterans from Iraqi and Afghan wars, Vietnamese war, and factory workers like GM and Ford that closed down and relocated outside the United States, so they just lost their jobs, including like Pfizer and everything like that. So it's just people that, lost everything because of the outsourcing and wars, and nobody wants to give people a chance to prove that they're worth something. It's like all people have left now is hope. Now there's not much of that left anymore. They just give up, resort to drugs, killing themselves. It happens. On an annual basis, 10 to 20 people, if not more, suffer and die from living out here in the frigid, cold weather. It's horrible.
Tell us about your friend George.
I had a friend who was homeless, nice guy. He used to pretty much live in the bus terminal thing over here in front of the courthouse, and he had a pacemaker put in a few months before he died, and because the shelters wouldn't let him come stay in there because of his mental capacity, he had to suffer and live outside here, and he died because of the frigid weather. So, and then there was another guy named Bob, and both me and my mom knew him, and along with a lot of the homeless community, and he would sit in front of Myers on the benches out by Myers on Westridge, and at times I would buy him Pepsi because he loved Pepsi. Same thing with my mom. We'd buy him Pepsi and he'd be so grateful just to have a Pepsi. And during the middle of the winter, he had gangrene on his foot, and because the hospitals wouldn't help him because he didn't have no insurance, he died in the frigid winters as well. And this was the same, about a month between the other person dying. So it just happens.
A lot of people forget that just because someone has nowhere to live or they can't afford nice clothes, they're still people, so they get treated with disrespect. And the Kalamazoo offers as much as it can, but when it comes down to it, there just ain't enough. And the homeless is starting to actually overrun the population of people with homes, especially with the way the economy's going. The whole point of this video is just to make you guys think, you know? Remind you, like, to be grateful for what you have, which is easier said than done. I know life gets hard, but it could be much worse.